can hear. Does that sound good?
Oh gosh.
Yeah, sorry.
You know what I'd rather see videos of?
Huh?
People's faces when they watch the ASMR videos. Because I'm like, what do people, because sometimes like when people listen to music and they zone out, I look at their faces sometimes and I'm like, wow, like imagine what are you listening to? Like, you know?
It's like somebody's literally just like
when they stare out the window and it's like raining and stuff.
yeah, like what is it? There's like that chill girl, like that lo-fi hip-hop chill beats thing.
Yes. People make their own movies. I'm a dumbass. I'm trying to pause the live video. Why is it not pausing? Alright, good to go?
Yeah. One last cough.
Warning. Shut Up, Let's Talk contains some rad but heavy language and adult themes and may not be suitable for audiences under 18. Viewer discretion is advised.
What up, what's going on, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to Shut Up, Let's Talk, episode 108. Hanging out with Hijas de la Muerte tonight. Hanging out with
good,
Sammy
dog?
and Aradhana of the band I just said. Give me 1 second while I get this out of everybody's... Hey, thank you, guys. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Happy Wednesday. I used to have a soundboard. I used to have a little sound thing, but I just...
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it became distracting, so I stopped using it. But
Yeah.
But it was cool though. Yeah.
I'm the one pressing the buttons half the time.
I know, man. It is a lot of fun. Happy New Year to everybody. You know, I don't. Is this the first episode since the New Year? Yeah, it is.
Whoa. New
Yeah.
beginnings.
How's the New Year? How's the New Year feeling, guys?
Feels good.
It's good. It does,
feels
except
wild.
for the World War III stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, the World War III stuff.
Yeah,
Man.
all over Facebook. That doesn't feel too good.
Oh my
but
goodness.
Otherwise, it's great.
I don't mean to take the guitar away from you, but do you mind?
You're good.
Let's chum on in. Let's chum on in.
Yeah,
You know what though? You know what? For the sequel episode, you've given me the idea of having two mics, one for the guitar and then one, so we can actually do that next time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
So-
about it.
That's actually a really cool idea that I never thought. So.
Jam sessions.
Anyway, folks, episode 108, guys. I'm excited, man. 108 such a cool looking number. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't use that number ever. I never see it.
Really?
You know? You guys pay attention to numbers at all? Do they matter to you at all?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
we
444. That was like
see
a...
333. Like a.
That's like the Wendy's combo right there.
the 444.
Yeah. No, seriously, that's where we saw. We took a trip to Orlando, and we were seeing 444 everywhere.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
For the soundbar gig.
Yeah.
And like.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
super cool. I love that when numbers follow you.
I know, it was...
Yeah.
No, but seriously, though, it was like the weirdest thing, because like 444 was actually the time that we left to come back to West Palm.
Oh.
And like 444 was the time that we got to Orlando. And it's like, some weird voodoo Judah thing, like,
The Wendy's combo, yeah.
Yeah.
444.
That's the ultimate Wendy's combo right there. For some reason, they broke the game with that.
Oh,
It's unbelievable. It's so funny, man.
I ate so much of that. I literally ate that today, and I'm like, ugh.
I feel you, man. I feel you. Wendy's is one of those things, man. It's become like a bad habit for me at this point.
Oh man, the spicy chicken nuggets.
It's okay.
It's a guilty thing. Every time I think about going there, I'm just like, I'm gonna do it
It's
again.
like, I hate myself, but I'm gonna do it.
Right? Like I shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
It's become this terrible thing, man. I had this idea earlier. I was talking to somebody and I was telling them that the secret ingredient. How the hell did we get to this conversation? Anyway, I was telling somebody that the secret ingredient in a dessert is guilty pleasure. Because like, what is a dessert like? Because everybody's like, this low fat shit sucks. Low fat sucks, and I'm like, yeah, because it's healthy, and it doesn't taste the same either. But also the guilt is not there. It's not fun for you anymore. Like
Placebo effect.
Right, it's like that. That's the
Yeah, it's like.
I don't know why it just hit me today, and I was like, wow, people should know this.
It's somehow better. That
you shouldn't have it.
That you shouldn't
It's
have
like,
it.
no, you can't have this. And I was like, oh, well, look.
Right, that's why Chili's. Yeah, Chili's was like, we're gonna make chocolate ooze out of this fucking thing. So yes.
Or like bacon on ice cream.
Yes.
Oh, bacon on ice cream.
Bad. So bad.
gross,
I love it.
but
It
so-
is. Yeah. It's
I can't think of anything more American than that. That's
It's
amazing.
disgustingly good.
That's so uniquely American.
You want to hate yourself? Eat that.
That's the hate snack. Hate snacks. Oh, you guys brought me amazing snacks today, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, man.
First of all, before we get into the snacks, guys, I'm getting too excited already.
Yeah.
Hijas de la Muerte, man. You
Yes.
guys make awesome music. You guys are a punk band, but you guys are much more than a punk band. You guys incorporate a bunch of different sounds. I know you guys have a debut single, so it's based on the song we've heard so far. But I know you guys have so many different influences, and the music to come excites me. Just as much as what your first the debut single.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
I can't talk today, guys. I'm getting tongue-tied. Jesus Christ.
It's
You're
the
not-
snacks.
You're not allowed to enroll with it. She's got some pretty good snacks over there, though. It's sponge. I had never heard of sponge.
But
Yes, guys. ASMR.
Spongy.
All right, over here we got gansito.
gansito. It's the Mexican style
God.
Twinkie.
It's got a duck on it,
Better.
right? Is this a duck?
Yeah, it's a duck. Little
Man.
gansito.
I love this duck's outfit. He's dressed like a cast member from Friends or something.
Yeah.
He looks like Joey or like Ross.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, dog.
Okay. Oh, well, let's here you go, guys.
The gansito.
Take a gander at that. Take a gander at gansito. Alrighty. What else we got? And multiple. First of all, so thank you both of you guys. It's super
Got
cool of
you,
you guys.
man.
I totally
Thank you for
appreciate
having
that.
us. This is a
Thank you. We got pinguinos. I feel like
Pinguino.
that's got to be slang for something somewhere.
It's like a little Debbie. Like a
It's like
Spanish
a little.
little Debbie.
It's like a little Debbie. And here we got Sponge, the famous
The
sponge.
famous Sponge.
It's pretty
Sponge? Sponge? How do you say that?
Sponge.
Sponge.
Sponge?
I say sponge.
That was such a cool arc in that.
Sponge?
How'd you do that?
I don't know.
How did I do that? Marshmallow cookies, artificially. This is amazing. These look aming.
Yeah,
Look at these guys.
Yeah.
They look.
The packaging just says it all. It's like, yo.
And I love this stack. Look at the colors. What? This is like
color coordination.
some
my
good
guy.
colors right here, man. This is very.
Fuego
like-
colors.
You can make Power Rangers out of this.
I know.
This is some.
And also,
I got you the Doritos.
and thank you very much.
I was so basic.
These are so good. No, these are the number one contenders. These are amazing.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with Cool Ranch.
Yes, they are. No, they are. Those are the guilty pleasures. The guilty pleasures.
Sorry,
All the
we
guilty
got
pleasures.
distracted by the snacks, but
Yes, because we started talking about desserts. It just seemed right.
it had to happen, man. Had to happen. But
Anyway, folks.
going back to the music thing.
Yes.
So we initially wanted to start off having like a unique sound, I guess. Obviously, like with Cobra Man, you can hear like it's got like a Latin sort of like a mixed vibe of like.
It's a Latin Eastern vibe. Both.
Yeah,
both.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it was pretty sick, and we were like, yo, let's roll with it. Let's keep rolling with it. And so
sorry.
we've been making like inspiration, like I'm gonna come clean. Pinterest boards.
Hey, inspiration comes from many places.
You know,
why not
and-
Pinterest?
And like I'm a huge like nerd when it comes to making playlists. Like any feels or any like sort of situation, celebration, whatever, playlist. Breakup, playlist. 2020
Wow.
playlist. You feel like you're gonna be in the bathroom for a while and you need to like relieve yourself and you got Enya
Enya.
playlist.
All
Yeah.
of a sudden, a lot of Enya. Just a lot of sail away.
Yeah.
A whole lot of that. Oh wow. That is the song you wipe your ass
She's
to.
got amazing taste. She's got like an
Encyclopedia.
See, I can't talk either. Encyclopedia.
I'm so sorry, Miss. Can I ask you to come a little closer?
Okay.
Come a little closer.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
hide
Sorry.
the rolls.
She's got an encyclopedia.
Oh, there. It's like. Oh,
Britannica.
that's well. You know what? It was funny because listening to some of your other episodes of the podcast that you guys have done. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Blue Collar Genius.
Yeah, JT. What's up, dude?
JC and JT. They could make a boy band. Jesus
Literally,
Christ.
yeah.
They could be the new NSYNC. Yeah, right. Oh wait. Oh, that was already a thing. Justin Timberlake and JC. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah.
I was. Anyway.
I got you.
Thanks, man. What were we talking about? Oh,
Yeah.
the NSYNC thing threw me right off. We were saying that. What the hell were we saying? We're having so much fun on episode 108 already, guys.
Yeah, we were
talking musical Pinterest.
Music influences, encyclopedia.
You guys being on another show, I brought that up for
Yes.
you guys.
And the way that we talk, I guess, or the way that we speak about things, or it could be
the influences that you guys spoke about.
Yeah.
You know, what I like about you guys is that you guys, you know, from what you both your answers, which I'll let you guys say in a second.
Yeah.
You guys never got stuck on a genre. Like, you guys never got stuck in a certain place. You know, some people like a genre and they stick to it like it's glue, and they just don't move and they don't budge, and it's fine. They get to know like every band in that genre, which is, you know, that's cool too.
Nice.
Do that. But I'm on like a hunt for frequencies.
Same.
You know, that's what I like. It's just give me the best frequencies.
I can't. Like, whole new world. Sorry, I had to.
That's a banger too. Oh, hey, whoa.
That's
so true. That's true.
No, I mean, so when it comes to like inspiration, I didn't even know this song was on like Kill Bill 2 because I've never seen Kill Bill. I'm sorry. But
I saw it once. I looked at it. I didn't watch it.
Same.
You know, yeah.
But
I don't remember any of it.
There's this song from this guy. His name's Chingon, and yeah, I know. Like it's the wild.
I don't even know what it means, but I know it's a cuss word.
Yeah, it is.
That's one of those. It's one of those words.
Like, hey, teach me how to say this in Spanish. It's like the first thing.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like Chingon, he actually did some music on Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Dusk Till Dawn, and then Kill Bill, and then the song Malagueña Sale Rosa. There we go. Now I said it right. That song, it's just like transcendent for me. I'm just like, oh shit, this is like the wildest thing ever. Sounds so fire. Like, I love the guitar and like the way that he's singing it. Like, you'll catch me like singing it like maybe 3 or 4 times in the car if we're going on a long distance thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, but like seriously though, that, and then like with her music tastes is like very different from mine, but similar at the same time.
Yeah.
Because like you'll see me like listening to literally anything and everything, and like she's also doing the same, but then she's also like going back to her roots as well. And it's like the coolest thing because we can collaborate on it and just make like these wildest freaking like songs. Like,
back to your roots, like traditional music, or like what like.
I mean,
that
too. I don't like. I bring kind of like a sort of metal-y vibe. Okay. I bring sort of a metal-y vibe, sort of like a new metal vibe.
I love new metal.
Yeah.
Those are the best. Linkin Park was like my favorite band.
Us too.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah. Sorry. Mudvayne, Slipknot. I loved all that stuff, man.
We go ahead.
Oh yeah. And then like what we were just talking about this in the car on the way here is like just bringing all sorts of different elements, like Indian music. Like, I love Indian music. I mean, a lot of it I've gotten from Bollywood. Ranga De Basanti. I don't know if there's like this metal song is Ranga De Basanti.
I might have seen
Ranga
it.
De Basanti.
I have seen that. My buddy sent me a link to that a long time ago. It came out a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, and so she's
super
awesome.
And she's bringing like her like the Mexican vibe, and we're called Hijas de la Muerte. So it's like we're trying to like, and we're talking about like electronic music. We're talking about like metal. We're talking about like all sorts of different stuff because I want to evolve. I want to have something that's like that continues to evolve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, basically tell a story.
Yeah, not be fixed in one.
Yeah.
Have like I don't know. Have like a musical identity, but we also like
are able to explore.
Yeah,
absolutely. Well, what I think is like, how do I say this? Western music, like, we live in we live there. So obviously Western music to us is what we grew up on. But, when you break out of that, like, it doesn't matter what genre that you're like thinking about. They all share the same notes.
Yeah.
It's the same notes. It's just what order you play them in. Yeah. And it's what order you play them in and how far apart they are from each other. You know what I mean? That 4-chord video is amazing. Yeah. It's true. All songs are written just out of like, just get 4 chords together, you people. And you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
And you're making music.
But, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, all the different styles of music share this, like, the same notes. So it's just kind of, I don't know, man. Like, breaking out of genres. Like, my favorite musicians are the people that use the notes that are just sound foreign to you. You know what I mean? Because that's how we learn. That's how humans learn, is through unfamiliarity. You know what I mean? How would you learn doing the same thing all the time?
It's like, yo, let's go to space, and then boom, we're
Yeah.
learning about shit, and then we're having like these space cars that that Elon Musk is making, and then he ends up throwing a baseball into the window, and it's smashed. And it's like, hey, I learned, it's not all indestructible. Sorry, tangent.
It's amazing. I love it. Was that a thing that happened?
It happened. It actually happened.
I did not know this.
Okay. Oh man, because we were.
Do tell.
Okay.
Do tell.
So when we were watching the New Year's Eve ball drop thing, we oh no, I'm good. Thanks, man. We were watching the 2019 recap video or whatever, and it was just like memes and like what happened in 2019, and then Elon Musk shows up, and they're talking about how Elon Musk, came out with like the Tesla truck. And it looks nothing like a truck.
The N64 mobile.
Whatever, yeah.
Yes.
The freaking the crazy
that's
ass
crazy.
Back
like
to the Future.
Back to the Future Mandalorian. Oh, not Mandalorian. I'm sorry, I'm watching too much Mandalorian.
The DeLorean. The DeLorean.
The DeLorean.
Yeah.
There we go.
I had to think about it too.
yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. Sounds like
The
Mandalorian.
DeLorean. No, dude. By the way,
It's like women can drive it too,
Fire series. Yeah.
It's not just a Mandalorian.
It's a. Oh, never mind.
It's it's everybody's DeLorean. Everybody's DeLorean.
But yeah,
Sorry.
Anyways, so like he's like, oh, it's indestructible. Everyone can like drive in it, and it's like so eco-friendly. And like, watch, I can even throw this baseball at this window, and it's indestructible. So he takes a baseball, he throws it at it, and boom, smashes the window.
How does that even
And,
what?
like,
Who
and
set him up?
everybody's like, oh, and like. He tries it again. He's like, oh, well, maybe that was just like a bad window. Let me use the other one. And it was the back window. And he hits it, and then boom,
no.
double hit. And it's like, dude, if you've seen it do it once, what makes you think the other windows are going to be indestructible?
But-
like, if you were, you know what I mean? Like,
How does that even happen though? Like, who set him up for
yeah,
that?
but
Like,
here's the thing.
Wasn't he sure that it worked?
Straight up, he lost like 6 point something million dollars in like stocks or like investments or whatever, but it's like
Jesus.
to him it was like pocket change because this man can go to freaking Mars and like come back.
Yeah, this guy's out here.
like-
This guy's out here doing all the crazy stuff. Like anytime I haven't looked into him too much, I
Yeah.
saw him on
Oh,
Rogan, of
same.
course, and
Yeah.
but anytime I hear anything about him, he's doing something that's just like, oh, this guy's going to Mars. Like it's like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
That's all I hear about.
that's what he
and then
does. Yeah, why
We
not?
saw
That's
we
what
saw
he
him.
does.
I got typical Musk
Yeah.
going to fucking owning Pluto. Yeah, of course.
I got like 35 Cadillacs that are from each decade.
Yeah,
Don't worry
right.
about it, man.
Yeah, I don't know how I don't get it, guys. Some people, if you just I look at him and I'm just like, you're somebody who is obviously he's extremely smart, duh.
Yeah.
But he's also,
creds.
I bet you anything that man's got some decent people skills.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't seem like one of those type of. Some people, how do I say this, man? Some people get so involved in a certain task or like they become such an expert at something that they forget. They have like a tunnel vision.
Yeah.
And they forget that people exist around that tunnel vision and that there's human interaction and there's ways to talk to people and whatever. So, like guitar techs, for example, right? Like like guitar techs have this like goofy reputation for being jerks.
Oh.
And you know what? And you know what? And you know what?
I'm not a tech.
Oh.
It's cool.
But anytime I've met one, I'm sorry, man. Like, doesn't matter where it is. Guess what? They've all got that same thing. I don't get what it is. I don't get what it is, and it's so
Sheltered.
I hate when stereotypes are slightly true.
Oh no! It's like they go in their road case and they're like, "More water, please."
Yeah.
The ones that I worked with had some compassion, but yes, they were quite jaded and cynical, and
Damn.
sometimes jerks.
Who hurt you?
No.
I'll hug you.
Well, I love you guys. You guys also have some great. I worked at Guitar Center.
Oh,
You guys
sweet.
also had some great qualities, but I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes I was a cynical jerk, but sometimes
I'm not gonna say.
yes.
Oh, you know what? If you know what, you brought up Guitar Center and you brought this whole thing up. So you know what?
Oh no!
In a way,
Going in.
in a way,
2020,
I
we
thought
got
I
all
was,
back.
I thought I was never ever gonna say this story on the internet, but I just might at some point during this show, which I might do it in 2 seconds. Really, let's go. Thank you everybody in the chat for hanging out today. Episode 108 of Shut Up, Let's Talk, guys. Hanging out with Hijas, De La Muerte, hanging out with Sammy, hanging out with Aradhana. Hey, so is your last name actually? How do you say your last name? On Facebook, is that your actual last? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Hey.
No.
Because I really thought it was like, hey.
No. My account got hacked by some Egyptian dudes.
Oh, that sucks.
And they were hitting on the previous band, her too, and they were like, "We need an American wife." And so I had to
show me bitches.
I had to shut down that account. My last name is Comble.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I just thought it was hilarious. I was just like, wow, like that's hilarious. Like hey,
like the Fonz.
Sure, on Facebook.
Because then I can't say because I can't say your name without it in my head because I'm just like it doesn't sound the same without the A. Like, hey. Anyway, in the chat, hanging out with Mary Cruz. Hello. Siobhan says he needs some sleep from NYE. Oh, New Year's Eve. I was about to say New York Eve.
Same.
I feel you, man. The lovely Claudia in the chat says, yo quiero gansito, hearts.
Yeah, yo quiero gansito también.
Right, take care of mucho. To you too, the lovely Claudia. Thank you. The lovely Claudia's been at the airport all day. You know, it's not a good place to be. So yes, everybody send her the Goku spirit bomb. God. You know, send her lend her your energy. Anyway, guys, what were we talking about? We were talking about
music.
We were talking about Guitar Center. That was that. All right, so I'm gonna try to keep this.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
I'm gonna try to keep this fairly short. We're not gonna say which one this was.
Okay.
This could have been on Mars, right? I was there with Elon Musk.
Yes.
It could have been there. So.
That's where it happened.
That's exactly where it happened. I was at this Guitar Center. I needed to buy. I was looking for some parts, you know, because I didn't want to buy them online. And then once I found out Guitar Center actually had guitar parts, I was like, well, beautiful. You know, most places don't even carry that because they want you to pay for the tech work. Anyway. I went there. I was happy about it. Got there. This guy's playing. Nobody's there. There's one guy sitting, you know, behind the desk. So I'm assuming he works there, right? Or unless he's a very, you know, comfortable customer.
Yeah.
No. So he's sitting there. He's playing this Telecaster, beautiful Telecaster. It was doesn't matter. It was a beautiful guitar, and I see the part that I need. I needed a 5-way switch. And I asked the guy, I was like, hey, man, I was like, you mind if I get that 5-way switch up there, dude? Like, you know? And he was like, he looks, first of all, he was ignoring me for like 2 seconds because he really wanted to play this riff. And then I asked him if I could get the switch. He looked up at it, thought about it. He thought about it. It wasn't even like, yeah.
Oh, he contemplated.
Yeah, just the fact that he thought about it pissed me off because I was like, what is there to think about?
Yeah.
I need the fucking switch. Like, there is no maybe.
Yeah.
It's right there. I can look. I see it. I can read it. Anyway, it was kind of tall. That's why I needed him to get it. Mm-hmm. So he ended up looking. He's like, "Oh yeah, you sure you don't want to just get that online, man?"
What?
I was like, "What do you mean?"
Who?
Oh my god.
I was like, "No." I was like, you know, I was gonna, but I really don't want to pay for the ship. I was like, I shouldn't even be explaining this to you because like, what? You're like, yeah, it's like it's above your head. Jesus. And he was just like, yeah, you should just get that online, man. And I was like, I think I'm just gonna get it here. I was like, you know, if you don't mind. And he was just like, yeah. He's like, and then he actually asked me again. He's like, you sure you don't want to just get it online?
He's messing with you. He had to be messing with you. He's being a jerk.
Actually, well, that's, you know what's funny? That's what I thought. I thought the same thing, right? And then I was like, I ended up getting the fucking thing.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
And then I was checking out some guitars, you know, because who wants to go there for like 10 minutes? I ain't gonna be there for like 2 hours.
Yeah, dog.
You know, it's like Walmart for guitar players, or Target, I meant, you know, where you just lose yourself, and Walmart too.
You can lose yourself in Walmart.
You can lose, yeah, it's so true.
Good times.
Once I start looking, you know, the fabric section gets me. I'm like, look at these patterns.
Yeah.
There's patterns everywhere. This one's all cats. Yeah. Anyway, Guitar Center. I was standing around, I was looking at these guitars, and I overhear this dude comes in. He's with his girlfriend or something.
Hey, Cassie.
Hello.
Kathy.
How you doing?
What's good?
How you doing, Kathy? How are you?
Go ahead.
Oh, no.
Keep going.
No. I was like,
oh, yes. Well, actually, to catch up, Kathy, basically, I was at a Guitar Center. This dude, I was trying to get something from there. This guy was ignoring me. He actually asked me. This thing was above his head. This guy told me to get it online twice. It was insane. After he had to think about even, you know, anyway. I'm observing. I overhear this other guy come up to him. And I was like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
This other guy comes up to him. He's there with his girlfriend. He's like, excuse me, man, you know, what's the difference between this guitar and this guitar? And he's like, should I get this one or that one? He's like, well, I wouldn't get that one because, first of all, the guy wanted an Epiphone SG. It was nice looking. He wanted to get it for his dad, first of all.
Oh, wow.
He was getting it for his dad. This guy even explained it to him. It was the perfect situation. If I was a manager, I would have been like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, yes, you know, this is what I live for. You know, this guy buying this thing for his dad. Anyway, he's like, what's the difference between this one and that one? The guy was like, he wanted the Epiphone SG.
Yeah.
This guy says, well, I wouldn't get that one because, same guy, because personally, I'm a Fender guy. So I wouldn't.
Oh God.
So I wouldn't get that. And I don't think you want this one anyway. Because it's kind of a cheaper one. And the guy was like, well, he's like, yeah, he already has a Fender. He's already got one. He's got a couple of guitars. I thought I want to get him something that he doesn't have. And he was like, yeah, but I wouldn't get that one anyway. I said, he's like, you sure you don't want to go look at the used rack over there? We got some guitars. God. And the guy was like, no, my budget's around that guitar that he wanted was about 180. It was about 190, whatever. $200. And he was like, no, we got some guitars back there, for like, used for, $500-600. And the guy was like, no, this is my budget. Refused. And kept badgering him, basically told him not to get this guitar. Eventually, this customer had to go complain to another person that worked there. And they had to go there and send the whole complaint on him. It was a circus, dude. It was a circus and a half.
He was driving the sale. He was trying to push it.
No, but
it was
crazy.
No, but like
so
how are you gonna say nah, dog? Just order it online. Like order online. It's like right there in arm's reach.
I don't want to reach for it.
But go ahead. I'm trying to play this riff, man. This sick riff that I'm not even.
Oh, and I actually forgot. I totally left out the fact that he was actually trying to like get friendly with me during this whole thing. Like like during all this exchange, he actually started talking to me and showed me these riffs, and he's like, hey, check this riff out, dude. So check this out. And like I was just like, all right, he's like, you think I should do something like this or that? I was like, who the fuck cares?
Dog, why? Yo, check out these sick riffs. My band that I'm auditioning for is gonna freaking love this. Look at this. 4 chords, man. Look at these 4 chords. Aren't they sick?
It was so strange. And the guy was talking, he was telling me these weird things. He's like, I got like 30 custom shop guitars. I don't even care about working here. I fucking hate this place. I was like, why are you here?
Like
that happens. It really does.
Playing Stairway to Heaven like 15 times.
I feel like I don't have to watch what I say anymore because they let me go. But you work there for a while, that happens.
No, yeah, it was a strange.
It's in a retail situation. It's not so bad because it's like you're selling guitars. You love guitars. You're selling your equipment. You love music, whatever, and you get the discount. And then there's like that.
Retail environment.
Retail catches up to you. Yep.
And that's the T.
It happens. It was a shocking experience.
Check out this killer riff, man.
It really was that. It really was that.
Check my rendition of Stairway to Heaven.
And this dude looked crazy. Like this guy looked like just as far as looks, he looked like a mix between like Post Malone and I don't know what. Like he looked like he actually kind of just kind of looked like Post Malone.
Oh no.
He looked like Post Malone, little less beard, know. Still the mustache and the bandana with the curly hair. It was really funny.
God.
It was really funny.
Yeah, that's how you know he has.
It wasn't. Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
He has some sick riffs because he wears a bandana.
Anyway,
I'm kidding. I'm sorry.
Sorry, man.
I'm not trying to bash that kid, but like, or dude, or older gentleman, or.
No, he was a kid. His mentality was definitely that. No,
kid.
No, he wasn't a kid, but his mentality was. So he might as well be. Right?
I mean, like, come on, man. You got a job. Like, even if you don't like the job, just like don't.
Actually, you probably could have hired a kid and done a better job than him. Like at that moment, even the kid would have been like, "You should buy it."
Be like, buy it. I'll get commission. Thanks.
And it's for your dad. You're a nice man.
You're a good man.
Would have sent you off.
I'll throw in some nice free Guitar Center guitar picks. There you go.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was nuts, man. It was one of those situations where you get a little sad because you kind of realize this person is kind of like giving up. And that's kind of depressing. Like I really hate meeting people like that. And it's not that I hate it. It's just it makes me wanna. It makes me want to motivate them. You know what I mean? It makes me want to do something, and then I'm just like, that person probably doesn't even want that from me. Like they don't care.
No.
But I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame. I don't think anybody should ever be like that. Do you guys? What goes into the songwriting process? And we're actually, you know what? Before the songwriting process, we should actually check out the song.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. So.
Sorry, we get off into a lot of tangents.
I feel like that's going to be happening a lot. Though. I feel like we're that kind of rambunctious group that we're just staying on topic is going to be. But that's part of the show, guys. That's why it's called Shut Up, Let's Talk. It's like stop, go all the time, the time.
Now we shut up and we're gonna listen to this. No, I'm kidding.
I love it. So tonight we have Cobra Man, by Hijas de la Muerte.
Ta-da!
And
do that now. Look at
everybody at home, feel free to hang out, check out the rad frequencies, and then right afterwards we will talk about the song.
that. Yes.
And that was Cobra Man,
Yeah.
Hijas de la Muerte. What do you guys think of that? Feel free to type in the chat, guys. What do you guys think of the frequencies, the vibes?
Give us all the feedback.
Give us all
por
the
favor.
feedback. I love the sound of that, guys. Really, really cool sound. And it's what we were talking about earlier about the different, the combination of like the, Eastern and the Spanish vibe, the Latin vibes, and I just think it's amazing. It's a really cool idea. And just as a fun suggestion, I was like, hey, you guys should add some 12-string. I think that'd be awesome.
Freaking 12-string
That'd be
guitar.
really cool.
That'd be sick.
I think it'd be really cool. 12-string electric. That'd be something crazy, right? Never know, right?
And then just go.
They have a really cool sound.
Totally gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally gonna do that.
It'd be really
sick.
cool because then
Yeah.
it gets, yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I was
No, because I mean, I that octave thing is a really big thing in both of those cultures. Like, because they have mandolins and then they also have, it's not the sitar, but there's another octave instrument that I'm totally blanking out on right now. But basically, in the Middle East, they do it a lot. The oud, I think it's called the oud or the oud, O-U-D.
Yeah.
The one where they pick like this the whole time.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
is it like it's like a drum sort of?
Yeah,
thing?
it's round in the back.
Yeah, and so then like they hit it and then they pick at it too.
Oh, that one too. That one's a dulcimer, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Right, there's a whole bunch. Anyway, but I love the sounds, man. So tell us about the songwriting process for that song. How'd you guys, where did the title come from? Was that a concept? Title came later or first?
It's interesting. So I wrote that guitar riff a long time ago. Like, I wrote it when I was like 15, and I had never done anything, and I never planned to do anything with it. And then, like, we just, you know, we were creating this new band, and it's like I brought back that riff, and like I came up with the lyrics driving, you know, road trips. Road trips are great for writing music.
That's awesome.
And
The lovely Claudia would agree.
honestly, like, I have no idea where it came from. I was just like, you know, I'm tired, you know, I'm trying to go to sleep, and then like the lyrics come to me, and it's like, oh, whoa, okay. And then, like, honestly, like, I honestly can't tell you where it came from. But yeah, like, I'll like where it starts usually is I'll start with a melody line, I'll play the riff, do a vocal melody over it, and kind of like do the Billy Joel thing.
Yep.
Armstrong, like, and I don't have words yet, and then I bring in the words later, and those are the words that came up, and it's just.
Billy Joel Armstrong does that? I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, so fun fact. So in one of his documentaries, because I'm actually like a low-key Green Day fan.
Oh, man. That's cool. They're a good band. They're a good band.
They're good. I mean, like I grew up on them along with like, you know.
Yeah. We all get a good laugh out of American Idiot. We do. He sounds amazing.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
great
like,
album.
It was funny though, because during the Dookie album, when he was like when Green Day was like touring live, Billy Joe Armstrong used to get like really like fucked up to the point where like he would forget his lyrics. So when he was like playing live, he would just go like, "Do you have the time to listen to me one? I'm a once." And it was in one of his documentaries, and he was saying like, "Dog, I like completely forgot the lyrics." So sometimes I would just have to like do that, and then I would like go back into it, and it's like, what?
That's so funny, man.
Like, that stuck with me. So now I'm like, okay, well, it's fine, because like if I get like angry and I'm like, you know, when we play our like faster like punk style music, and I'm the one that's, you know, doing and singing the lyrics, like we have a song, Sunflowers and Cyanide. Like, fun fact, I forget the lyrics to that song because I'm rewriting it constantly, because it's like halfway done, and then we were finally able to like completely like finalize the lyrics, because I was always like, yeah, I got the lyrics, but then whenever we were playing it, I'm like, I forgot the lyrics. So I would hear like I would do that.
So the song always changes.
The song Sunflowers and Cyanide, yeah. So now,
I like that though. That's cool.
Now,
it kind of gives people a reason to check you guys out.
We have set lyrics now for it.
Yeah. But before I was just like.
Just winging it.
Literally freestyle ad lib. I don't know how. I don't know why it's gotten this.
Like a battle MC.
Yeah, straight up. I'm like freestyling about like this girl that ends up like getting, you know, like close to like kidnapped, you know, gets drugged.
Whoa.
And then like
Heavy.
That's like half the story. But then we finally finished it so that with this song, Sunflowers and Cyanide, you can hear it. It's like one of the last songs that we play in our sets. The girl actually gets drugged, driving down a road. The car flips over because she like wakes up and she's like, nah, dog, this ain't it. Because she's actually a serial killer. And so she ends up like killing him. And then at the end of the song, I say like, but don't worry, I'll put sunflowers down on your unmarked grave. And then, so Sunflowers and Cyanide.
Nice.
But it's kind of like one of those like, nah, dog, like you fucked with the wrong girl, because I'm actually a serial killer. So now you about to die. You thought you were gonna have a fun night, get a little piece of action, but nah.
It's like you're trapped in with me.
All the way around. It's like a Aileen Wuornos situation.
That's amazing.
So we thought that was like the coolest thing.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but with sorry, I keep going back into freaking tangents. Anyway,
that's what, you know, at the end of the day, that's what I get upset at myself for it too. But that's what the podcast is for. It's fine. We got time.
But with Cobra Man, Aradhana showed me the song, and then she said like, hey, I came up with some lyrics to the song. Do you want to listen to it? And so she just had like the guitar riff, and she was singing it, and it was like a phone recording, and she was playing it, and I was like, oh dude, that's so sick, like let me just do it, you know, with like drums, you know. And so we didn't even have the Elisa's drum strike, or the little drum machine. we were just playing guitar and me doing drums, and I was like, dude, we gotta like add more stuff to it. That would sound so sick. And then for some reason I was like, yo, it's payday, I'm about to go buy like a drum machine, we're gonna do this. So I went into Guitar Center and I picked up the Alesis, and it was on sale. She was like, I'll give you the discount. I'm like, no, I'm getting it now. So I picked it up and I like
That's
bought
awesome.
a whole bunch of other stupid shit, and then I was like, we gotta practice with this. So we started practicing with it, and then we got it like down a few times, but we never played live with it either. The first time, it was because, okay, I remember everything. I was like, how did we get the Alesis? How did it get incorporated? Because we played it on our first show and our second show. So it was one of those things, like we were practicing for the November 1st show. That was our first show at Respects. And I was like, dude, we gotta umph it up. I'm gonna buy the drum strike or the Alesis. And so I bought the Alesis, and then we started practicing with it. I was like, how are we gonna be able to make this thing, you know, how does sound come out of this thing?
So we did that by like speakers.
We were gifted two PA system, or two PA speakers, right?
Yeah, PA speakers and a Marshall cab.
Whoa.
Marshall cab, and then
Christmas.
two.
That's awesome.
And two
Mixers.
microphones, or their microphone and mixer. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep.
That's super cool. Yeah, right. Good
But
Lord.
we
Make it rain frequencies. It's raining
We
frequencies.
no, we were like super grateful about it, because we were like, shit, man, how are we gonna make this work? And then we were able to start practicing with it, and it was like, it changed our like whole like mental psyche of music or whatever. And I was like looking through the presets, and I saw it, and it said drums of India 1, and I was like, dog, yo, look at this preset. This preset sounds funny. Let's try it out. So I pressed the one that you hear in the intro, and Aradhana's like, oh shit, I think I can play something like that.
That's so cool.
So she started like we just started like jamming out to it, and then that's how Cobra Man like officially boom
I love it. That's awesome.
burst.
And cool notes on that guitar part, you know, that layers over the drums, because it's already like an Eastern, like the notes are already in that Eastern vibe. Christ almighty. Already in that Eastern vibe, so it matches the drums perfectly. And that was it's a good debut song. Because it gives you guys an idea of what to expect and who you guys are, and what you guys enjoy. You know, the vocals are really cool. Actually, I thought it was both of you guys on the harmony, but hey, it's Aradhana handling the vocals on that. So shout out to that.
Shout out to Colonel Blumpkin of Colonel Blumpkin.
I love
Yes, he actually reached out. Well, actually, we're longtime friends, because he plays in a band called the Sea Monsters.
Cool.
And we actually, in our old project, we played with them on New Year's Eve, which was like the coolest thing.
That's
and then
pretty
we've been
awesome.
friends since that New Year's Eve show at O'Malley's.
Sweet.
And Aradhana was like, hey, Colonel Blumpkin's like, he was like,
Hey, Colonel Blumpkin. What?
He was like, hey, do you guys want to like, you guys like want to like jam out, or, you know, want to record like at any time? And we were like, oh shit, yeah, that'd be sick. So we did like we like locked out a whole day just to record Cobra Man. And dude, the first process of trying to get the Alesis to go into the mixer, because it was all old school done, because like it was in his living room, and we were just like, we're gonna do this, we're just gonna bust it out.
Oh, it's the best.
And
it's
so
the best.
we were like, how are we gonna get the Alesis to like transfer over to the
program?
mixer and the program? Like, what's going on? It's not working. So we did it all old school. Like he did some magic, because I still like am trying to learn like all the mixing and sounding and stuff like that.
Cool.
But he did some magic, I'll just say the least. And then
Hogwarts.
he was like, he was like, just, we're gonna keep this thing playing for as long as we can, and then just sometimes like that sound that you hear, that that's me like actually hitting an extra like pad on the Alesis. So I was just like, okay, well, let me just like add a random one here, add a random one there, blah, 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 this, that, whatever. And then
Bob
we
Ross.
were like, yo, we're just gonna like replay it, and we're gonna play to that, and then we're gonna he's gonna mix it, and it's gonna be freaking awesome.
I love
and
it.
so we just It was weird, like the wildest thing that we've ever done, like the wildest process of recording it. But he was like the freaking OG. We were like,
That's
"You
so
made
cool.
magic, thank you so much."
How was the guitar recorded? Was the mic'd? It was mic'd up?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes. I did a bass riff and yeah, it was mic'd up, and so I played there's a solo in there, and like I played the rhythm guitar first, and I actually sang and played at the same time.
Whoa, that's
Yeah, and then I
Wow.
record. Yeah.
that's
and
cool.
then-
And for recording, especially, most people do it like all isolated, you know. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. What was the reason for that? Just like you wanted to have that same that you just wanted that vibe, or you just was it like a step saving thing? There's nothing wrong with
It
that.
just kind of evolved that way, I guess.
That's fine. That's
We were
fine.
just like, we have no idea what we're
Yeah.
doing, so we're just
We're
gonna
just like-
go for it.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Why not? Why
Go
not?
go. If you've ever seen the movie Frank, it's like this indie film. I don't know, dude. I'm like super obsessed with this film, but it's about this guy
That's
who's
cool.
got like this paper mache head, and his name's Frank, and he
Nice.
has this band, and it's from like Europe or something like that. Yeah, you know Frank. The movie's freaking
Yeah, you know,
fire.
you know, my dog right there know Frank.
My
He know,
dog know Frank.
he know Frank.
He knows
got a
it.
great
Yeah,
song.
Shun.
He's
Yeah.
got this,
He knows.
theme song.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He know Frank.
But he's got.
That was amazing.
I'm sorry.
So thug about Frank.
Dude, this movie, I advise you to watch it. If you can find it on like Netflix or Hulu or whatever, like Chris
it
knows.
comes up.
He knows. He knows what's up. And it's about like this guy.
Chris shows
with-
me good things.
Yeah, dude, seriously, Frank. Can't believe you never showed him Frank. You gotta show him Frank.
I almost
But
forgot about Frank.
oh no! I'm actually gonna get his face like tattooed on.
They forgot
me.
about Frank.
Gotta get it. But long story short, it's about this guy who's in a band and he doesn't show his face at all.
I'm
It's
sorry,
like
man. Can I get a please? A goddamn beer, man. God damn it. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. He anyway, Frank, he has this paper mache head and he never takes it off. And like he plays in this band, like he even has like an XLR cable attached into his like paper mache head so he can sing. And
That's
like
sick.
he's got like the band's got like a theremin going.
Whoa.
And it's got like guitar and it's like the wildest thing ever. And the way that they recorded.
Everybody in the chat's being so nice. Sorry, guys. Christy in the chat says rad tune. I've known Christy for many, many, many moons.
What's
Christy's
good?
cool.
Hey, Christy.
Kathy says love it. Clap, clap. Thank
Love
you.
you, Kathy.
We
Thank
love
you
you.
so
JC
much.
JC gives us some horns.
Yo, JC, what's good, man?
Right back at you,
Oh,
though. JC,
Sorry.
thank you.
Shameless plug. Saturday, January 11th at Poorhouse. We're playing with Obsidian and Laboratory. We kick off the show at 10:30 p.m. You got to check that shit out because it is fuego. It's going to be fun. We play 10:30. So if you are I'm going to go to bed real early kind of thing, but I'm actually going to go to bed at like midnight, then you should like sacrifice your sleep, come see us, and then hang out for the rest of the bands because that'd be fuego. And it's no cover. I don't know the age. I think it's like 21 and up. Kathy, if she's still in the group chat and she can like figure that out. Or if you want, like message Poorhouse or check out the event or just like show up and just pretend that you're 21. Just don't drink and then, it'll be good.
Or just be there or be square, right? Yeah, right?
Just come.
Just come. It'll be
yeah.
fun.
Yeah, just if you're not there, the rest of the year's gonna just watch how the rest of the year's
What
gonna
you
go.
doing with your 2020, man?
What are you doing
Kicking
with
off
your
the bang.
2020? How ironic that there's a Guitar Center gift card right here.
Dude, I don't know what's going on.
How random
I'm
would that?
trying to escape
Yo,
that place.
look,
was so
we're
funny.
talking
Yeah.
about the 444. That's Guitar Center
That's
now.
Guitar Center.
That's so random.
Did you
dude.
ever see that meme? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
When there's no more room in hell, there's Guitar Center.
Oh no!
I love you guys, but it's true. I was there.
Guitar retail is funny, and
dude. Okay.
and this is I don't mean to bring the podcast into I don't mean to bring the podcast into one of those like
Sponsor us.
no it's
We love you. Just kidding.
it's fine it's fine.
Sponsor us.
Shout out to
JC, shout out Guitar Center. Thank you, Guitar Center, for all the lulls, for all the.
Oh
you.
man, you making our memes.
I love you
2020.
guys.
Thank you for capturing my time in a way that not many, retail establishments are able to capture my time,
Oh man,
my time,
That was
and
me
my
and
patience.
Zoomies.
Thank you for capturing my time and patience.
I'm just kidding. I love you guys. I know that.
Ground.
I know some people there still.
He's got a home.
Yeah.
I was got
Hum?
It's probably me. I think I messed up.
Did
Did I
we?
mess up?
Did we do the thing? Oh no.
Shout out to
It was my
Guitar
speaker.
Center.
Yeah.
Speakers. Okay.
Crazy, right? Yeah. I thought it was in the headphones. I was like, wait a minute.
It's Guitar Center coming for us.
Yeah, Guitar Center was like.
It's like, we're coming to get you.
All of a sudden, yeah, right.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
All of a sudden, ninjas
to
drop
get
from the
you,
ceiling.
Aradhana.
Oh my god. The Illuminati busts through this door right here. Oh Jesus
And
Christ.
it's actually Guitar Center.
Yeah.
With the guy that's like, you know, you didn't want to hear my riffs, and I told you to buy it online. Now you got to listen to my rendition. Come Sail Away.
Dude, he ties me in a chair, and I'm like, I think they're gonna kill me, but he just brings out his Telecaster and just puts his foot up on the amp and just starts playing.
Dude, that's not far from the truth. It's not.
It is torturous. It is
Try
torturous.
not to
Like
bash
Metallica's
Enter the
what-
Sandman.
No. Metallica's, what do you call it?
The Master of Muppets.
Master of the Muppets. No, Metallica. What the hell is it?
That's what I was playing at. Dun, dun, dun,
So close, no matter
Smoke
how
on the Water?
far.
Yeah, it could be
Smoke
Smoke on the Water, but it's not
too.
Metallica.
Oh, I was like, dan, dan,
Nothing
dan.
else matters.
Oh.
God
Oh
damn.
my
You
god.
just like shoot yourself.
Yeah. And then in the faint distance, you hear like the drums like bashing in that.
You know what?
Dude, that's like, I'm gonna hit the snare 15 times, and I'm just gonna go ahead
my
and keep.
God.
Maybe this sounds right if I keep hitting it. You know,
My
this might be
favorite-
my snare for me.
Oh god. My favorite is the modest shredder. Because there are some people there that like play so good, but they play so low because they don't want to. They're just like. They're just, the whole time just riffs. Oh my god, it's the most amazing. It's just so quiet.
Honestly,
it's so good.
though,
I'm like, where are you? Where are you? Like, find them.
The good ones don't play loud, generally.
The good ones know.
Yeah.
The good ones know that you suffer.
The good one. Yeah. The good
Order
ones.
online.
The good ones.
Good one.
The good ones order online. According to the tech at Guitar Center that we spoke about earlier. Christ.
But the worst, honestly, is not the guitars. It's when there's got
God.
this. You got some Gene Krupa in the back,
Who is?
like Ginger Baker, and he's like,
Oh God.
He's like,
and there's like 5 of them, and you're like,
it's a symphony
wow.
of chaos.
Oh, symphony of guys. Like, move on over. Let me
The drummers, man. I
Let me
love
show you.
drummers. but God.
show you.
Ching, ching, ching.
Let me show you youngins how to slap these skins.
You wanna see me be?
That's how they are.
Ginger Baker was my human, my being. I'm Ginger Baker reincarnated.
I knew Ginger Baker. It's true. It's true. We were
I was a
there.
touring
I
act
was there.
musician. Now you gotta hear me
Yeah.
play.
Oh, God. I always say there's a certain level of musician that I always say up to a certain point. I'm like, you know, like people that are like semi-famous. I'm like, man, this person's in a bar right now showing somebody this video on YouTube. Like, oh, that's me. Check me out.
Low key, that's me though.
Hey, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. No, saying promote your.
I'll
no,
call
yes.
myself out.
That's all right, mate. It's all right. Yes,
I'm gonna roast myself. 2020.
it's all right, mate. It's all right. It's 2020, mate.
Stay woke.
Stay
Stay woke.
Stay awoken.
Yo, so I'm sorry. Music. We'll get serious about our music tastes.
Yeah, we were
and
talking about
things.
music. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm
But one
sorry.
last thing.
I'm the host. I'm what am I doing?
But like,
Sorry,
we have
guys.
to tell you because you gotta stay woke in 2020 now. Golden Globes.
Oh.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Take your
Ricky-
little one.
Ricky, I cannot. Gervais.
Gervais.
Ricky G. Is a
Ricky
G.
G.
Because oh my god, that monologue.
It was interesting. It was very
Was
interesting.
wild,
I was just
honestly.
wondering. It was strange though because it was okay.
Yes.
Here's
let's
my-
get into it. I'm sorry.
Here's my only thing about it. I first of all, there's nothing to dislike about what he said, because but that's the obvious thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's like you know, it's supposed to be this extra. It just makes me wonder because I'm just like, how award shows, guys. Award shows are the most fake thing in the world. Like they're planned. Like the people that win the awards, they literally are told they're gonna win it before they're there. Like it's never a surprise. It's never a surprise.
They're like,
It's literally never a surprise. Like they're actually told. That's why they show up, and that's why the ones that don't win or certain ones they don't even show up. Certain artists don't show up because they're like, I'm not gonna go to that. Fucking, that means nothing.
they're like, yo, let me get my jet and let me go fly to Palm Springs.
You know, yeah, and it's goofily true. So it's interesting to me that you know somebody like a Ricky Gervais could go up there and make that amazing speech, but also it's kind of like, man, you're just not gonna get killed after this, like, and you're just gonna go up there and say, it just makes me wonder. It almost, as amazing as it was slightly like 1% like insulting in a way, because I was like, it was really odd. The cringy part was that when he would mention the pedophilia and mention all the crazy stuff, there would be nothing but laughs right after that, and it was just kind of like, oh, that's the part that stings.
It's like, we all know.
So,
He was like,
you know.
we all know Jeffrey Epstein, you know, was some of your guys' friends.
Yeah.
And now that he's dead, like, you all had to take your own planes down there. You had to figure out your own way back there. It's like, oh God, sorry, excuse me, I'm having beer burps, so I'm trying to like.
That's okay. That's the official slogan.
TMI.
You ever see V for Vendetta? It reminds me of the dude in that.
It's my brother's favorite movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
I haven't seen it though.
Remember the 5th of November.
And my birthday's the 6th, so I always thought that quote was cool.
Woke.
I was like, yeah.
But like, yeah, there's this comedian, and he calls out the prime minister of the country, and then he ends up getting whacked.
Oh.
But it just like reminded me. I was like, I like what you said. Like, I don't
Yeah, I was like, you're just gonna do
go
that.
there. Yeah,
Someone's about
yeah,
to hire a hitman.
dude. Like,
Yeah, it was
wow.
strange.
I loved it. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I hate those shows. I hate award shows.
Yeah, I'm not a
But
fan.
like, but and like the guy like ripped into them. Like, I actually liked it.
It was great. It was great.
But nobody is talking about it.
Yeah,
It just makes me wonder how. Just makes me wonder, you know? Because I'm just like, how are you allowed to make these passes? How are you allowed to not?
Yeah.
Excuse me. You know what I mean? Like, imagine how many people. Imagine how many people get, you know, kind of killed and, you know, like in these weird situations and stuff. And this is not conspiracy stuff. It's literally just like mafia style, like conspiracy. Like there's no the mafia is not a conspiracy. That's an organization. It's a group, you know. So Hollywood, you know, there's like, I don't know, man. Like even in restaurants, you have people doing dumb shit like killing each other. Pizzagate. What was that thing?
Pizzagate.
I forgot about that already. What was that?
Pizzagate. Sorry, I didn't just. Pizzagate. It's like
Pizzagate again.
it's like Jeffrey Epstein's like island and the pedophilia, but it's in like Washington D.C. and it's like this pizza place and like all these like super prestigious lawyers and stuff like that go to this like pizza shop and it's like they go to the basement for a few hours and they like just you don't know.
And apparently, you know, the reason why allegedly, I don't know, but the reason why the rent is so high in New York is because like the mob and these like the mafias and stuff, they buy up so much of the properties that they actually they have enough money to buy the whole building. So they buy them all and then they operate out of these buildings, and that's why they set the price so high.
Scientologists.
Oh yeah.
It is.
That's another crazy one.
Okay, I'm sorry. So Aradhana knows every time we go to a specific place and like I like happen to Google where this like the places that we go to. If there's a Scientology building, I'll go by it. Like I'm like, Aradhana, we gotta drive by it. We gotta see what they're up to.
Maybe Tom Cruise is there.
Well, I mean, cause like I don't know how this happened. I watched this movie on Netflix. It's always fucking Netflix, but
It's always Netflix.
I'll always like I watch this movie and it's like my Scientology movie or I think some like my Scientology movie, something like that. But it's this guy and he's like wearing glasses and he's wearing like this white like short sleeve like collared shirt or whatever, and he goes. It's a documentary about Scientologists and how he tries to like go, oh man, Scientologists are gonna come after me now.
They might.
But
Get an email.
Come pick me up. But it, like I don't know, they fascinate me. Like they're like the most like super secretive, like craziest people. And like you got what, Brad Pitt.
Is Brad Pitt a Scientologist?
I don't think so. I think it's Tom Cruise.
It's Tom Cruise. Yeah.
Sorry, maybe. I mean, they kind of look.
I know Leah Ramini, whatever her name is, the one that was on The King of Queens and many other projects.
She's a Scientologist.
She
Will
was one.
Smith is a Scientologist.
Will Smith.
His whole families are Scientologists.
Are they all?
Yeah, Will Smith is a Scientologist. And then also, John Travolta is a Scientologist.
Travolta.
And you're just like, what? They're all aliens. Those are the lizard people.
Yeah, the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki. Oh God.
I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I like Scientologists.
Well, I used to hang around a bunch of people that were into conspiracy theories. So I used to get fed this information like just on the outside because I thought it was kind of goofy.
Yeah.
But I was like, all right, I'll check these videos out.
Oh,
Why
trust
not?
me, like a long time ago, I was seeing this guy, who was a spiritual guy. He was all like, herbs and this, that, and you know what I mean? I was like, oh, wow, he's so sweet. This is awesome. Like, this is the kind of guy that I like. He's very open and, like, spiritual, and he's into plants, this and that. And then he goes and he tells me, and he's like, yeah. And then he goes and he tells me, and he's like, the earth is flat, lizard people are real, and I don't believe in vaccination. I'm like,
Ouch. It was like Scooby Doo. It was like, huh? Shaggy?
I was like, arr.
Raggy?
The Tim Allen, like, arr.
Oh, I could never nail that. Yeah. I can't.
But I was just like, I need to go. And then
Really good attempts there. Very good attempts.
Awful. That was awful.
That was a couple. That
10
was
out of 10. 10 out of 10.
it gradually got there. It was great. 10 out of 10. Yes.
10 out of
yes.
10 chicken wings, man. It's perfect.
Would Tim Allen again? Yes.
Yes.
Shout out to Leanna in the chat, Andy in the chat, Kathy in the chat.
Hey.
Everybody in the chat is so
What's
cool.
up, guys?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for hanging out.
Hello.
Thank you, guys.
Hi guys.
Hi.
Hi.
Yes. How does the debut single feel, guys? I know we were talking about the music. So how does
Sorry,
everybody?
I got into Watergate.
No. I'm glad. This is the fun part. The fun part is losing ourselves into the ocean and being like, oh shit, we gotta get back to shore, and then we lose ourselves again.
We found our Wilson.
It's the. I love it. So, what was the reaction to the debut song? What did everybody tell you? What did everybody say? How were the I know the people love you guys.
Honestly,
Because all the comments in all your stuff is people love you guys. Like, it's awesome.
I'm
Good engagement. Good engagement.
shook by it. I was like genuinely surprised because it was we were gonna remaster it and kind of clean it up a little bit because it was like done in like our friend's like living room and
it was done live.
it was done live. Like it was like a cut paste. He did incredible in like the beginning intro and the outro. He actually went outside and recorded all the bugs outside and like it was a Frank. That's what I was trying to get back to. Frank. Okay, so when you see this movie, Frank, they go into a recording into this like cabin in the woods kind of thing, and he's like, "Sing for me, bird, like sing for me," and the guy's like, "Ah," but he knows.
Was Bird a person or a bird?
No, Bird. Well, it was the keyboard guy. It was the replacement.
Oh,
You just
okay,
gotta watch the movie. But
I thought he was talking to a bird, so I was like, wow, the bird listens.
basically. And he so they go into recording and they're like recording outdoor noises and like they're doing their whole thing like in the living room, and that's basically what we did. If you've ever watched Frank and the rendition of them recording the music, that's exactly what we did. And so except for the fact that we didn't take like 2 months out into a log cabin and we were like borrowing somebody else's money.
That's all right. That's all right. That's all right.
But yeah, so Colin just yes.
Colin.
He went outside. He told us, like, we were messaging each other, like, back and forth in this, like, group chat. And he was like, I went outside and, like, I recorded, like... The bugs outside and I distorted it.
Yeah.
He lives in Loxahatchee, so he's, like, in this farmland, like, sort of, like, super, like, foresty area. And it was, like, the coolest shit ever. I was like, oh, this is so sick, dude.
That's
You gotta
amazing.
add it. You gotta add it. And so,
That's rad.
where was I going with this?
That he recorded the bugs.
Yeah, he recorded the bugs, and like it was like the wildest thing ever. So like
That is really cool.
We were like super shook because we were like, we're gonna remix. There we go. I'm back. We we were gonna remaster the song and kind of like clean it up and kind of like mess with some of the channel vocals, so then like you can, or just like with certain channels and stuff like that, just clean it up. And we were just like, no, screw it. Let's just put it out there, because why not? We already have this. It's perfect already. Like he did a really, really freaking sweet job with that song. And we were like, yo, let's do it. And we released it. And a lot of people have been listening to it, and I'm very shook by that because I had some expectations. I was like, oh man, like maybe, people are gonna say like they're not professional or blah, this and that. And then I was like, wait a second. The last thing that we've done, we were all like, oh, we gotta be professional, and like it went to our heads, and we got all like
Too caught up on thinking.
And like we just overthink everything.
Overthunk.
I like overthunk.
Overthunk. Yeah. Overthink is like thank you.
Yeah.
It's like no.
Overthunk it.
We overthunk it.
Overthunk
it.
We overthunk it.
There's no way to not sound southern when. Okay, anyway, sorry.
That's all good. Yes. We just like, we're like, screw it, man. I mean, and music's music. Like, we'll just. Who cares? So we put it out there, and then everybody's been like, I listened to your song's so sick, and like sending a screen, like a few of my friends were sending me screenshots of the song. They're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I was like, what the hell, man, this is so sick, this is wild. And Aradhana was just like, I can't, like, she was expressionless, and I mean, like, I can't speak for her because she's here. So
yeah. It was surreal, honestly. The first time I listened to it, like Colonel. Oh my god.
See, I don't. Colin.
He did an amazing job. And like, I played this, as a kid, and then like I listened to it, and I'm just like, what the. I don't know. I wanted to ask you if it's okay to cuss.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I was like, what the fuck? And it was just like this moment where it's just like, wow, okay, this actually happened, and how did this happen? And it was just like, you know, and we put a lot of work into it, but it just didn't even realize that
It's here now.
Yeah.
You can take it with you.
Yeah.
So that's a beautiful thing about making your tunes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, what were you gonna say?
What were you gonna say?
This is how you know they respect each other so much. Isn't that awesome? It's fucking awesome.
It's
cool.
it been like officiated when we started this project, but like physically officiated when we went up to Orlando to pick up the tickets to sell for our show, No Handouts, and Friends show at Soundbar. It was really cool. I don't know how this happened. We were like, you want to get tattoos? Yeah, let's go get tattoos. We ended up going to this tattoo shop, 36 Black Arts Collective.
Yeah.
That's
36.
36.
Yeah.
I just know 30. Yeah, it's a tattoo shop in Orlando.
That's a twister. That's a twister right there.
And this guy, his name's Johnny Nobody. If you look him up, like
I love rhyming names.
Yeah, he's like the wild.
Yeah.
That's his Instagram handle, but his name's Johnny, and he owns that tattoo shop, and I didn't know. And it was just like a walk-in. We were like, okay, they're like, if you get here within like the next 10 minutes, and we were like, okay, so we like hauled
10 minutes?
ass.
What the what?
Well, we were like close. We were super close by to like, the tattoo shop, so it was like, okay, yeah, we're hauling ass, because the place that we originally wanted to go to was like, no, we're fully booked, sorry. So we're like, okay, whatever. So we got there, and the place is like freaking sick. It was like the wildest thing ever. Like it looked like a dungeon.
Whoa.
But it was like beautiful, like a dark, like Dracula's castle almost, or like Dracula, like the monster house, like tattoo shop. It was so sick, and
Castlevania.
Yeah, literally. And
very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, the room we got tattooed in had like weapons, like medieval weapons, and I think some guns or something. I don't remember, but
guns.
Yeah, it was really sick. It was like.
I love that.
It was super sick.
He actually plays. He's the lead vocalist for Kill the Imposter, the band in Orlando.
I've heard the
Sick freaking band. I was like, holy shit, I'm shook. And he like taught us. He like gave us so much like amazing advice while he was tattooing us. We were like, oh my god, this is amazing. And actually, if you can see it,
woo,
got Misfits tattoos.
Nice. Wow, check that out.
Can you
Hey,
can you see it?
that's pretty radical right there.
So
Yeah,
we got matching Misfits tattoos.
that's pretty awesome.
So now, whenever we get into a fight, mainly I'd be the one to be like, I'm sorry, look, I got.
Look, have you forgotten?
I was like, it'd probably be my fault. Just be like, Aradhana, I'm sorry, look, the tattoo.
You can never escape me. It's
Be
amazing.
like, it's like, I'm not getting the cover up, I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave it on. This is for life.
It's a legacy. Like our previous band, we opened for Doyle from the Misfits.
That's
and like we grew
awesome.
up listening to the Misfits, and it's like.
We even went to New York. We went to New York.
See them.
Sorry, I like got really hyped because I don't know how this was able to happen. Like,
That's amazing.
It was a dream. We got.
I'm sorry, I laughed because she laughed. It just seemed like the right time.
No, seriously, because we got. I shouldn't even say it's first class because it's not first class. We got the big comfy chairs for Spirit Airline.
Oh,
and it was like we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna make it. We got time, dude. We straight up were barely making it to our flight to New York. Like we woke up, we were like shit, and like we were like the Home Alone sprinted to our gate, and like we went through TSA so fast. I don't know how we managed to get through it. It was like a boop boop. All right, go. You're in. We sat down in the chairs, and we were just like, holy shit, how did this happen? We couldn't even buy snacks. I was like, oh my god.
Couldn't even get the snacks.
So we got some shitty muffins and some coffee. And
some shitty muffins and some coffee. That's amazing. So many quotables today. Some shitty muffins and some coffee.
Yeah,
it's amazing.
But
we've all felt like that. We've all felt like that one of these days, right?
But you know what? We were so stoked. We were like, it's happening! It's happening! And we got to this like super sick hotel, the Moxie. And like I don't even know how I got that hotel room booked for us. Like the whole place was smelling like beautiful like aftershave or some like lemon pledge of like Dior. Like if you went to like Billy Joel's house and he had like lemon scented candles.
Billy Joel
I don't know.
has lemon scented candles.
Maybe you know he could.
I imagine Billy Joel smells like beer. and probably cigarettes.
With the musk of the lemon scented candles.
Yeah, man. I just to talk about Billy Joel. I love Green Day. I love Green Day, but that man's vocals are. It's like.
I'm telling you, man.
I don't know how he does that.
That's how you know now.
Unbelievable.
Because sometimes like he used to forget the lyrics, and because he was like fucked up, so he'd be like.
I love his little Justin Bieber rant thing. It was really funny. It was like 1 minute. And then he had a minute on stage. They were performing, and they had like a big timer that says you have like 1 minute before you have to like stop playing.
Okay.
And he was just like super upset, and he's like, "I've been fucking playing since 1980 something," and he smashed his guitar, and he's like, "I'm not fucking Justin Bieber," and then he like smacked his guitar.
I do remember that.
And then Trey Cool in the back, just like kicking his drums down. He's like, "I'm with you to the end, my brother."
You know what? You're so right. The drummer was kind of like, you know what? Yeah.
Trey Cool was the exact
Fuck
same way.
it.
Yeah, he was the exact
True.
same way. I forget the bass guitarist's name, but he was also the same way. He was like, "I'm gonna smash my guitar, bass guitar, into the speakers that are fake, but I'm just gonna smash them anyway because I want to smash the aesthetic."
We're connected to the front of the house anyway. Yeah. It was no. It's so true. You're right. The rest of the band did join in. Like, oh shit, are we supposed to join?
Yeah.
The band was like, we don't know if this is a stunt or if this is a.
But then they were like, oh wait, no, it's real. So then, and then afterwards, he checked himself into rehab.
Oh, did he? Right after that?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
good timing.
He's been sober ever since.
Oh, good going, Billy.
Fun fact, but
good going, Billy. We need you to, we need you to end up like Mick Jagger, where you're playing when you're like 200 years old.
Yeah, now Billy Joel has the lemon scented candles.
Now he's got the lemon. Now he's sober.
Chilled out.
Now he's sober. Yes,
but he's chilled out. He's chilled out a lot.
Threw out all of his ashtrays, and now.
Yeah, I mean the dude, I saw like a recent interview with Billie Eilish and Billy Joel. They were doing like a collaborative like interview.
That's amazing.
Because he genuinely loves like Billie Eilish. He was like, "Holy shit, where can I get this headband that says Billy?" It's obviously like same name and spelled like perfect. Like yeah.
Oh, his is IE as well.
Yeah, both of them are IE.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So they like did this interview, whatever, and I don't know if it's the makeup or some prosthetics, but the dude straight up looks like he was back in like his like early 20s.
Wow.
Like, damn. I was like, that's probably plastic surgery. But good for you, man. Good for you.
Oh, it could be that. You know, he does look like he might have had some work done because that man should have aged by now.
Yeah, you can tell that he's got like fake teeth.
Wow,
like,
dude.
Not fake, fake teeth.
I mean, I just mean like his skin routine, maybe. I'm just like, what have you done? You've not aged. You know, like what happened, Green Day? What secrets do you know?
I know.
Who knows, man? Well, music influences, man. Do you guys? I mean, I know punk music. Punk music is very interesting because there's so many. It's like every other genre that has its subgenres, and the subgenres divide themselves so much sometimes. You know, where you have like this you have like, well, you have like certain types of like, how do I say it? Like you have like that skinhead punk, and then you have like ska, and then you'll have like pop punk, and then you have like skate punk, and there's all these goofy subgenres that show up and
post-punk, hardcore punk.
Oh yeah, that's something else too,
classic
right?
punk, riot girl punk.
Riot girl punk. What is that?
Ooh.
I've not heard that one. Is that like
welcome? Is
that like the Bikini Kill type?
Yeah. Welcome to the Riot Girl.
Christy was in the chat earlier. She loves that. She's the one that told me about Jack Off Jill. That was her favorite band back in high school.
Same. Freaking Jack Off Jill is fuego. I freaking love. They I think that they're originally from here.
No way.
Think so.
That's
Don't
awesome.
quote me on that. I just know that they played here a bunch of times in Fort Lauderdale, and I wish I could have seen them, but they disbanded, and I'm like, fuck.
Oh.
But
bummer.
Jack Off Jill, Bikini Kill.
Oh, you making rhymes?
Yeah, right.
Jack Off Jill, Bikini Kill.
Oh shit! Damn, I didn't even notice. But
that's the next song lyric.
Yeah. these are all like the Riot Girl movement, like Riot Girl like punk bands. There's Fea, that's like a newer female punk band that I found through Joan Jett's Black Hearts Records because they're signed to that record label. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. And they're all like, they're all Spanish American. Mm. And so they're singing in Spanish. And like, they're singing like all these like really sick punk songs. And I'm like, in our late band, we I was like showing it to them, and I was like, dude, look, check out Faya, like this is fucking fire, like we need to sing, like we should do this, let's collaborate. And then we only got to like maybe one song that I sung in Spanish and like English, but then like obviously now we're with this beautiful project, and now we can do all the language and sing all the language.
It's gonna be like Rosetta Stone for punk. I swear to God,
literally.
It's gonna be amazing.
We'll make a A to Z punk song about El gato.
That's so. Oh my God, El gato.
But yeah, right girl movement. It's like it's like queer LGBT. Well, right girl, like queer LGBTQ, like punk. There's queer punk too, which I'm gonna put you onto this. Butch Queen and the Bad Habits. They're from Polk County, Florida.
Nice.
They've been down here a few times. I fucking love them so much. They have this song called Sober. You should check it out.
Butch Queen and
the Bad Habits.
And the Bad Habits.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I'm like a fangirl of these people.
Cool.
This band is like... Anyway, so right girl movement, yes. It's all about like women empowerment. It's like feminism.
Sweet.
And like we're about that, but not like...
That's not the only thing you talk about.
Like we when it comes to like our viewpoints and like our religion and it comes to certain things, we're not very like, this is gonna be in our songs and we're gonna put your faces in it and you gotta fucking listen to our stuff and
nobody wants to be a one-trick pony.
No, that's why we were like with this new this project, it sounds different. Like all of our songs, if you ever like see us play live, it's very versed differently. Like one song is not similar to the other. Which is like
I love that. Those
really
are my
cool.
favorite things.
And we were just like, oh shit, like this is actually awesome.
I love that.
She sings Sandra D, and it's like the Misfits Saturday Night song.
Sandra D?
It's kind
Sandra
of a
D.
rockabilly.
Is that based on Grease?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I love Grease. Yeah, it was a funny, good movie.
Diss track to Grease.
Grease was weird. But I can't watch it anymore. But as a kid, I was like, "This was a good movie."
I was like,
it was very strange. Yeah, it was very. It was.
You're the one that I want.
I joined in on the harmony, guys. Yes. Christ Almighty! Wow,
it was amazing.
We were gonna do some backing tracks with based off one of the songs in that.
You guys like Less Than Jake?
Yes, Less Than Jake's pretty dope.
Less Than Jake has a whole bunch of covers from Grease. If you guys ever want to check those out, they're like punk covers of Grease. Like my stepbrother a long time ago, he was on the bus, and unfortunately, somebody had left their entire packet of CDs, like the big bags of CDs with like all the,
Oh, that breaks my heart.
Yeah, they left the binder of CDs, and he picked them up, and he eventually those were his CDs, and when me and him started living together for a little bit, he was telling me I was probably like 13, 14 at the time, and he was like, "Hey man, any of my CDs you want to go through, just check them out, dude." And kind of a weird guy, but thank you for doing that, dude, because you put me onto the best music, dude. Yes. Wish you didn't have to be such a weirdo. Yeah, it's heartbreaking. But anyway, how do you call it? One of his CDs that he had, it was like a burned CD, and whoever's CDs he picked up was a punk fan to the core. Like this is where I found out about the Mighty Mighty Bosstones and Rancid and Less Than Jake and all the Mad Caddies and all these bands. And one of them was a burnt CD, all covers, and it was Summer Lovin', Had Me a Blast, and it was Less Than Jake and all this kind of stuff. It was pretty awesome. So I don't know, man. I think punk is really cool because I used to listen to a lot of punk back in the day, and it's kind of where it's where I got comfortable on the guitar. Because you learn chord progressions and you learn strumming, you learn muting notes, because you're not going to play all 6 strings. You're going to play the top 3 because you're doing power chords. You learn so many different techniques, and you learn
how to play fast.
You learn how to play in a band, because punk music is not to be played quietly, alone by yourself in your room. It's made to be played, with the drummer that you can look at and catch the crash hits and catch the different things that you're gonna do. It's the bassist. It's a different experience. It's made to be live. And sorry, this is what I was gonna say about your debut song earlier, is that I love the fact that you guys went with a more live approach for the first song, because yes, there's gonna be a lot of music coming, and that's obvious. It's only going to grow from here. But it's good for you to give people an idea of what you guys are like live, because before the record comes out, they can catch you live.
Yeah.
So when they hear the song, they know that when they go see you, it's going to be just like what they heard.
Yeah.
And you know, some people show off this amazing record at first, and then they show up live, and it's, you know, maybe not the same experience.
True.
It lowers people's expectations
They're
rather
like,
than exceeding it. So I think that's really cool.
She actually lip syncs. Bill.
You know, I hear a lot of bands are doing that these days. It's a shame. Like, and I'm talking like Kiss and Motley Crue are like lip syncing not just vocals but like bass and guitar.
Yeah.
Like they're like their tracks being played and they're like mimicking what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And you know what's a weird reason for it that I thought was strange?
Huh.
That number one, like my automatic reason I thought would be like, oh yeah, they're getting old and they can't play, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, the real reason is that they don't want to end up being on somebody's YouTube cell phone video,
Like screwing
goofing,
up.
yeah, messing up, and then, you know, the video says like Axl Rose can't sing anymore, and the next thing that goes viral, and nobody goes to these shows anymore because they see the YouTube clip go viral.
Like the
so
Vince Gill Kickstart My Heart Motley Crue. You've never seen it? Oh, dude. Okay, so Morgan, our friend Morgan, she posted. Shout out to Morgan.
Shout out to Morgan.
She posted a video of Motley Crue live, and Vince Gill, who's the lead singer of Motley Crue, was singing like "Kickstart My Heart," and oh god, it was
He's terrible though.
It was it was so bad. It was so bad. I wanted to.
Vince Neil is so goofy though.
Yeah, Vince.
Neil. Yeah, same thing.
I
Whatever.
forgot his last name, but Vince.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Either way, he
Neil Gale, Mel
he
Gould.
can't sing anymore.
Yes.
The poor man's like kickstart my heart. It
He's
sounds
always had
so
a weird.
shitty.
You know what's strange is seeing his face when he does the vocals.
He's like,
Because it's like he's just dialing it in. He just doesn't even care. Like he just looks like like the look in his eyes is like the most passionless look I've ever seen in my life. Like it's like the limpest handshake that you could ever.
dude, I don't
Strange.
know why, but
No compassion. Like no passion, not compassion. No
if you've
passion.
ever seen The Little Mermaid, the Disney cartoon version,
I've seen it.
the seagull.
Oh
Scuttle,
no.
when he
Oh,
sings, he reminds me of Vince.
All right, I'm gonna have to rewatch that scene.
Lord.
I'm gonna have to check out
It
Scuttle.
shouldn't have popped up. Oh,
Have to
man.
check out.
Yo, if any of you make a whole like meme clip about it with like Scuttle and him singing at the same time, you better cred me, because I swear I'm gonna come for you. World War III, that'll be me. I'm gonna come for you.
Oh man, bars.
Seriously though, like
Word to God.
Scuttle and Vince like together.
Scuttle and Vince. Oh man.
Oh,
So
man.
tell us a little bit about the gear. So tell us about your guitar, the awesome RG that I was talking about earlier. How do you?
God.
I love it. Cool red burst, dark burst.
It's my baby. I love that guitar. So one possession that I will fight somebody if they disrespect it.
Come correct.
Yeah, it's just yeah.
What is it that you like about that guitar out of all the others that you've played?
Well, I've had it since I was a kid.
Whoa.
And yeah.
What does
since I
kid
was a
mean to you?
Like I wrote that song, Cobra Man on it, and yeah, dude, it fits. And like I've, many musicians have picked up that guitar that I respected and like shown me riffs, and it's just I have a history with that guitar.
That's awesome.
I've gone through like some really tough times just like by myself with that guitar.
man.
Like music never abandons you. Not to get deep or sad about shit. But
No, that is a quote that I literally live by. I always say that.
Yeah.
That if you fall in love with the craft, that craft is never going to leave you. You can only leave it.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very true.
So I completely agree with what you just said. That's awesome.
I mean, it's basic EMG pickups and
Cool.
It's
The MGs are nice.
I love that guitar.
They're loud.
Yeah, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
They're good.
smooth, light body.
Yeah,
Not too light. It can move around a lot on stage. Beautiful color.
it is beautiful. Red.
It's like a
Quilted top.
Yeah, quilted. It looks like a quilted top. And
Awesome.
It's like a red, and it's just like pops on stage, and it's really cool because it matches her cymbals, which are also red or pasties.
Oh, sweet.
And my shells.
And
Nice.
yeah.
And then you also got like what the Marshall cab.
Marshall cab and the PV Valve King.
Cool.
And I have a little Fender bass rumble amp, and I've got like an ABY switch, and I've got it connected, so my guitar can do a bass sound and it can do a guitar sound.
Radical.
So I'm playing both sort of at the same time.
That's pretty awesome.
She's got a little
Yeah.
octave pedal too.
I love it. Octave pedals are one of my favorite effects of all time. I use them so much on the album, the Cosmonaut album from a couple years ago. I used the octave effect on a lot of things on there. I love it.
Oh,
Love it.
sick.
Yeah, love it. It's one of my coolest because I'm a big 311 fan. I love 311. Yeah, some people don't like it.
I like it.
I love 311, and the guitarist Tim Mahoney, he is just a mastermind of guitar effects, and he's used so many. He makes an octave sound just. He makes it sound like it's just a guitar by itself. You know, it's amazing how they just. I love it. So yeah, I fell in love with the octave pedal through 311. So yeah,
Okay.
I love it. I love a lot of things, guys. It's like my go-to
Same.
phrase. Yeah, there's so much to love, guys. Life has so many options, right? There's so much.
So many.
There's so much to give to. And what about your drums? How's that rolling?
Yeah, I used to have a Pearl Birch Vision Series drum kit, but then it kind of went through some parts being stolen.
No.
So
No.
I had to revert back to my good old Rockwood drum set that I got from I want to say when I was like a freshman in high school.
Nice.
So I actually modified that a little bit, and I took the rims from the bass drum and I attached it onto the Rockwood drum set. So it's like a red shell and then with like the black trims around
Cool.
it. And then I replaced both of the heads with Remo heads. And then I got the pasty cymbals, which was a beautiful Christmas gift. Thank you. You know who you are. Love you.
Rest well tonight. Rest well tonight.
I got a.
You know who you are.
Bless.
Yes, yes.
I got that for Christmas. So I got a 16-inch, I want to say, and an 18-inch crash. And then I got a 20-inch ride, and then I think I want to say a 14-inch hi-hat cymbals, along with the Alesis multi-strike drum machine. And then our amazing, incredible family friend, brother
in arms.
Gene, for Christmas as well.
Thank you,
Dude,
Gene.
all these people gifting us, like I can never like repay them. I'm like we are forever grateful.
It's what I said. People love you
what I
guys.
mean? Like
People want you to succeed.
I cried when like I saw the package, but
Aw.
I got a I have to spoil it.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I got
Breaking news.
I got Cobra double bass pedals, 200s, and I like
Nice.
was floored by that, and I was like, holy
Cobra
shit.
Man.
Like literally Cobra Man,
That's
like
awesome. Full circle.
Cobra pedals. So so I have that now, and then I mic and sing.
That's
Finn.
awesome.
So yeah, I think that's about it. I mean, I want to add like a few more things. We're always saying like we're gonna add a theremin and like some other
We
crazy
are.
shit.
Whoa,
We are
theremin.
totally doing that.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Theremins are, if you guys have never seen a theremin, it's like this, it looks like a strange like antenna, and it's like a little table thing, and then people move their arms around, and the proximity of your arms, it was actually how you get the frequency of the note.
This is the name. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's like,
There we go.
that's exactly what it looks like. I've seen, the first time I ever saw one is when somebody did the Mario theme song with it, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Freaking fire.
Super Mario.
I almost stole it from a friend, Tony. I almost stole it from Tony, a friend of ours.
Tony, we spoke about earlier. Hey.
Hey.
Sorry.
He had a theremin. He showed it to me, and I was like, dude, I'm about to steal it. Because he had 2 theremins. I was like, yo, I'll buy it off of you. I was like, no, I'm going to keep 2 of them. And I was like, well, maybe you might not see the other one, tomorrow morning, so who knows. But
Snag it really quick.
no, but it was really cool. Like I was like, damn, that's my next purchase, because I have a mandolin, I've got a
Cool.
violin, I've got the bass guitar. Like these are just instruments like that I have at home that I like want to experiment with.
Absolutely.
But that's like a in work progress.
That's awesome, man. Wow. Well, I'm excited for the growth.
Gracias.
I'm excited for the growth,
Thank you.
And it's funny. I mean, I was gonna, I desperately need to take a piss break, and I was gonna do that, but in reality, we're already an hour and a half into the show, which I can't believe already.
Holy crap.
Pretty insane.
Damn.
Hour and a half. Yeah. Time flies.
When
So
you're
that's
having
kind of
fun.
that's literally insane. So we're literally gonna have to do an episode 2, because there's so much more to talk about. You know what I mean? Like it's the best episodes are the ones that just make you want to have another one.
Yeah, dude. It was
Thank you
awesome.
so much for being on the show, guys. Gosh,
Yeah,
so
thank
awesome.
you so much.
Thank
Sorry we
you.
went on like a bunch of tangents.
No, that's what the show's all about. Those are the best episodes, man. I think it's awesome. Better to keep it this
dude,
way.
for
Better to keep
sure.
it this way.
Keep them wanting more.
Hijas de la Muerte, guys.
Yes.
The Dias de la Fuerte.
But
I'm kidding. I don't even know if that's actual Spanish.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
like it's like
the hard days. Yeah, right. I don't know. Strong days.
Daughters of the
dead.
Force.
Oh,
Daughters of
Yeah.
force, daughters of strength.
I like it. I like it.
Fuerte.
Yes.
That's our cover side project of us covering.
That's
us.
amazing.
With little Moko.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, man.
That's my side project. That's called the
Moko.
Moko.
Is Moko like a booger?
Yeah.
Oh God.
That I joked around and I was like, Lil Moko is like my SoundCloud rapper name, and everybody literally thought that it was like actually happening. They were like, Lil Moko, when are you dropping? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me just blow a tissue and then I got you.
So funny, man. Oh Christ Almighty, guys.
Yeah.
If they want to follow you guys, that's so. You tell us the band and then each of your social medias if you guys want.
Yeah. So here's this shameless plug. Follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. What else? All that good stuff. We're on iTunes. We're on Tidal, Deezer. All the DistroKid distribution channels. Hijas de la Muerte. On Instagram, it's HDLM Official. Everywhere else, it's Hijas de la Muerte Official. And you can follow us Facebook. We have 2 shows coming up. This show this weekend, January 11th at Poorhouse, we're playing with Obsidian. And Laboratory, we kick off 10:30 p.m., so it'd be cool to see y'all there. Like I said, we could try to sneak you in, say that you're our manager, and you'll be good if you're not 21 and up. You're part of our like crew, you can help us set up. That'd be fuego.
Do that, be there.
And then next week, we're playing at Propaganda with Honey Void.
Voids.
Yes.
And what is in Syndico? We just signed them up today.
Yeah. But yeah,
Be on the lookout.
be on the lookout.
Be
We're
on the
playing.
lookout. Yep.
We play at midnight at Propaganda.
Rad.
Thursday, 16th.
Cool. And if they want to follow you on the social media?
Ooh, you can follow me, Sami-Jo Bones. SamiJoBones.
Nice. And where can they follow you?
Instagram?
Anywhere.
Okay, anywhere.
Whatever you prefer. Whatever you prefer.
Kamble Aradhana, Instagram, KAMBLE ARADHANA. On Facebook, Aradhana A.
Oh yeah, my Facebook, it's probably Sami-Jo Bones as well, but Sami-Jo Martinez.
Awesome, guys.
Let's hang out.
Thank you so much for being on the show, guys.
Yeah,
I totally
dude, thanks for
appreciate the
having
snacks,
us.
appreciate the good talk, appreciate
thanks for
the
the
good energy.
Good conversation and the racist.
Absolutely. Psh, you know how it is. Oh, by the way, I thought it was amazing that you drive a Ford Fiesta and you have a whole the Dias de la Muerte thing. Yeah, it's very, very amazing.
Dude,
it all goes together. It all goes together. It's full circle, guys.
Branding at its finest.
It absolutely is. Lifestyle change. I'm telling you. If you guys want to follow me, it's at Alazar Chand. If you guys want to follow the show, it's at Shut Up Let's Talk all over the interweb, the webosphere, the globus, whatever. In the meantime, folks, love, peace, chicken grease. Look both ways before you cross the street.
That's amazing. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
In the meantime, folks, we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
To
We
be
love you.
continued.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yeah.